Welcome to a Super Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We usually don't do super shows on Tuesdays. I guess we'll find out together. 5th day of March, 2024. I'm Dan Kuntz. Lots of sunshine and very cool temperatures. We are at 25. Outside of our studios, that's about where we were yesterday when we started. Yesterday's high was 46, about where we're going to be today, maybe a degree or two cooler. We got some cold air that's trapped here. Going to be hanging around for the rest of the week. Nothing's really going to change. It'll be sunny today and Wednesday and Thursday and most of Friday. Late on Friday afternoon into the early evening hours is when a short wave is going to come in. It's going to be a trade-off. The clouds will be coming back in, but it will also warm up a little bit. So there you go. If you like sunshine, you're in for a nice stretch of weather, really for the rest of the week. But if you want warmer temperatures, something around where we should be this time of the year, you will have to wait until the weekend. Forecast details are on the way. The newsroom was hopping yesterday. A lot of news to get to. Not so much in sports. We're in the shoulder season now. Of course, we told how Kraken hockey, they played last night in Calgary, beat the Flames. I'll have highlights of there. But the Wild don't play till Friday. Of course, high school are between sports. Winter sports is now over. Spring sports doesn't begin until this weekend. So we're kind of in a quiet sports season. But whatever sports we were able to conjure up, we'll send your way. And we're going to revisit our interview that we did with Corey Batista, the marketing director of the Women's Service League of North Central Washington. Their single biggest fundraising event of the year, My Girlfriend's Closet, next weekend at the Wenatchee Valley Mall. It's always good to talk to Corey. This is a big event. We'll have Corey on in the back half. But the program is 2 minutes after the hour, and here we go. We got some great shots today because it's just beautiful. Lots of sunshine, longer days. We'll start out with Wenatchee Heights camera, I believe. And there we go, zoomed in just a little bit. And you notice yesterday at this time, we did have a little bit of snow on some of the north-facing slopes in the foothills around the valley. That kind of dissipated yesterday. We hit 46 yesterday. Normal high is 48. Not going to get there today. Not going to get there Wednesday. Maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. Certainly by, say, Sunday, we'll be up to normal. Check this out. Sunrise this morning, 6:32. Sunset tonight, 5:53. That's 11 hours and 20 minutes of daylight. We have gained 23 minutes of daylight since last Tuesday. That I like. The Lake Wenatchee camera is spectacular this morning. Check this out. Look at the lake today. Wow, beautiful. Ice is melting. Ice is melting on Lake Wenatchee. I asked this question once, I think it was a couple of years ago on this show. Lake Wenatchee freezes over every year. When the ice finally dissipates and melts, does the ice melt from the bottom up or from the top down, or a combination of both? I don't know. If you do, let me know. Yeah, good morning to the Lake Wenatchee area, Dirty Face, and the White River drainage up to Lake Chelan. We go from our Bear Mountain camera. You can see some snow still there at the front of your screen. Wapato Point sticking out there. I wonder if Bear Mountain's open yet. A lot of golf courses are open, but it's just too cold to golf. When it gets this cold, they don't let you walk on the greens because you can damage the grass. I don't know. I'd have to doubt it. Maybe some late afternoon golf. Billy Goat looking like that. Real sweet up there. Looks like they have just a couple of high clouds hanging up over the Omak-Okanagan area. The clouds hanging over Bridgeport. Good morning to Pateras, Bridgeport, Brewster, and all those places up north. Alta Lake at the bottom of your screen. You can see where the Methow enters into the Columbia River. Spectacular view from Billy Goat. I've never been up there to see that with my naked eye. It's something I'd like to do. Maybe I'll hitch a ride with one of the Sky-Fi techs one of these days. All right, from the National Weather Service, pretty much not a lot to talk about. We'll trend gradually warmer after we cool off today and tomorrow. Again, 43 our high today. Lots of sunshine all day today. Very chilly for the overnight low, 23. Getting down there quite a bit for the overnight low. Do it all over again on Wednesday, maybe a degree cooler because the overnight low is going to be cooler. It's going to take us a little while longer to warm up. So we're looking at 42 for the high on Wednesday. Again, our normal high is 48. By Thursday, our normal high changes to 49, and we're not going to get there yet, but still sunshine, just a couple of degrees warmer. We start seeing a few clouds late Friday afternoon. Friday afternoon is when things finally will change. Rain possible on Saturday. I don't think so. There's a frontal system coming in. It's not a big one. It is going to usher in some wetter air and some warmer temperatures. That starts really on Sunday. We'll be pushing 50 degrees, but we also have a pretty good chance of rain on Sunday and back at it on Monday with an even about a 40% chance of rain and even warmer still on Monday. So sunny and unseasonably cool today, tomorrow, Thursday, most of Friday. We cloud up and warm up just in time for the weekend. Next up, the news. It's 2 minutes away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Local cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
Lots of sunshine, but pretty darn chilly, 25 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. Lower 40s today, lower 40s Wednesday, a little bit warmer Thursday. Sunshine for the rest of the week. We cloud up and warm up by the weekend. It is 8 minutes after the hour. A Wenatchee man charged with assaulting and stalking his wife will be allowed to plead to far lesser charges, in part because police investigating the case unlawfully read text messages between the suspect and his lawyer. 49-year-old Robert Jarrell Hansen, he was arrested in November for allegedly attacking and strangling his wife, and again in January on suspicion of loitering outside her residence in violation of a court order. Well, in Chelan County Court yesterday, prosecutors admitted that detectives with the Chelan County Sheriff's Office read Hansen's text messages with his attorney, Brandon Riedel, while conducting a warrant search on information on Hansen's smartphone. And that is a violation of attorney-client privilege. And now Hansen will plead to 3 gross misdemeanor charges. Our cameras were in the courtroom yesterday.
2 weeks ago, we learned that law enforcement apparently was serving a search warrant on Mr. Hansen's phone. In the course of a hand search of his phone, detectives observed and read a text message conversation between my client and myself that was over a period of about a week, specific to our thoughts as to case theory. My understanding is that law enforcement, the assigned detective spoke to other detectives in the detective's room, and that ultimately what they had viewed and read was given to the prosecutor's office, discussed at some level amongst a number of prosecutors.
And obviously we're looking into protocols to ensure this doesn't happen in the future. CCSO is going to farm out the investigation for an outside agency based on what they learned from the conversation. So we're attempting to take multiple mitigating steps to try to contain the issue, but I think, obviously it's an issue nonetheless.
After his misdemeanor plea this week, Robert Hansen will be allowed out of jail. He's been in jail since January 5th, so he's already served the time he would have had to serve anyway. A 38-year-old woman was charged Monday with a felony for allegedly flipping a railroad switch that led to a train car derailment last week. Chelan County prosecutors charged Chandra Jan Takach with 1 count of felony injury to railroad property and misdemeanor criminal trespass. Wenatchee police say last Thursday evening, the woman threw the rail line switch on the Burlington Northern Santa Fe line south of Worthen while freight cars were being connected. And as a result, when the engine began to move, it was pulling 2 cars on 2 different tracks, and that caused at least 2 of those cars to derail. Burlington Northern Santa Fe estimates the damage and losses at more than $1.5 million. Takach remains held in Chelan County Jail on a $5,000 bond. If you drove by Washington Park on Sunday, you probably saw a lot of people with signs, folks honking their horns as well. Members of the Columbia Elementary PTO and Parent Advocate Group held a protest at the park to show their support for Columbia Elementary School. Of course, the rally is meaning to raise awareness of their cause. They want to save Columbia from being closed. Dorothy Ferguson is a Columbia Parent Advocate Group member, and she spoke to us about how she first learned of the news of the potential school closure and why she decided to be a part of the group to keep it open.
I was shocked. I heard it on January 19th on Friday afternoon. I saw it on Reddit, and I was shocked, and I told my sister, this can't be true because I go to all the school board meetings and they never mentioned it. So since then, I really feel like the district's lost many families' trust in them being transparent and accountable. My 2 grandchildren attend Wenatchee School District, and if this was happening to them, I would want to rally and support their school, and I would want other people in the community to rally and support their school.
Downtown Wenatchee will be hopping this Saturday night for you winter sports enthusiasts. It's back. Rails and Ales. This year, the festivities will kick off with a party at Centennial Park just down the road. That'll be at noon. There'll be a performance by Hungry Heart. Needless to say, that's a Bruce Springsteen cover band. That'll be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. At 3 o'clock, they get going on Orondo Avenue. They'll do what they always do, truck down a bunch of snow from Mission Ridge, and down the road they go. Skiers and snowboarders competing for cash prizes, food trucks, beer gardens, and music, including an awards presentation, and then the group Sour Fuzz will wrap things up with a concert at 8 o'clock on Saturday night in downtown Wenatchee. Chelan County stakeholders have begun the process of updating the Chelan County Hazard Mitigation and Community Wildfire Protection Plans. The plans document the county's vulnerability to various natural hazards and the risk of wildfires. A steering committee will host a series of public meetings to update the 2 plans for Chelan County. The first one will be at the Confluence Technology Center tomorrow with the Hazard Mitigation Plan meeting. That'll be at 12:30, and the Community Wildfire Protection meeting at 2:30. And for the last couple of decades, the Beauty of Bronze program has taught 5th graders the art of sculpture. The opportunity educates the students on local sculptures once owned by Art on the Avenues, that's the program's creator, and it sends an artist to their classrooms to work with the students on creating their own sculptures. It began as a small program at Columbia Elementary in 2004 and has since grown to a tradition spanning 20 years. The sculptures of almost 700 students are on display right now at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. They will be until April 6th. And CW Life spoke with the founder of the current board president of the program about what makes Beauty of the Bronze so special.
Well, being an art teacher, kids have this enthusiasm for hands-on, and this just gives them another opportunity to get that hands-on and express themselves through this little piece of wax that magically becomes, well, it's not really magic, but magically becomes this bronze sculpture that takes on a permanence.
Yes, and it's something that they have created. And I think discovery is a big part of what they feel.
And they get to work with a real artist, being Kevin Patel, who's the artist in resident. And he's done a lot of the sculptures here in Wenatchee as well. So they get to have that interaction with a real artist. which I think can inspire them even more. The high school, Wenatchee High School, now has incorporated Beauty of Bronze in their program, in the art program. And so a lot of the fifth graders who end up in the art program at Wenatchee, they get another shot at Beauty of Bronze.
And you should see the difference.
And they talk about their experience in fifth grade. Oh yeah, I remember doing that. And now they're doing it again.
It's part of growth that they didn't have before they received this experience. And I think that is a big, just given the tools to try.
And to add to that, I would say the art in Wenatchee, they're going to be the caretakers of that art down the road. They're in 20 years, or they're going to be the ones who say, hey, this is Wenatchee's art. And as a kid, I made a little piece of this, and I understood, and I came to appreciate this. So that tradition can be handed on to the next generation.
I have so much pride for these and devotion towards these children.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch them grow.
Kids need to be celebrated for being the young artists that they are. And this is a great way of doing that, celebrating our future artists.
And it's giving back something that they created. And there's a special warmth that comes from that. I don't care what your age is.
And that's what's making news on this Tuesday. If you're interested in what's going on, as we are, and we're in the business of telling you what's going on, we have the news for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on TV, 5, 6, and 10, on this very station you're watching right now. If you consume your television via the World Wide Web, and a lot of people do, our news will be up and running right around 5 o'clock on our homepage, ncwlife.com, on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page, and on our app. And that is how you download our app. Use the QR code right there, pick up your phone, get on the old camera, and it's down the road you go. And if something up there needs you think is newsworthy, you get a hold of us. The best way to go about doing it, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Kraken needed a win last night in Calgary, and they got one. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just
Great, I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Just about 20 minutes after the hour, Jared McCann had a goal and an assist, and the Seattle Kraken pick up a much-needed victory over Calgary in Calgary 4-2 last night. It's their third win in 4 games. For the Kraken, it is the 100th win in franchise history.
Make the pass, force him to adjust a little bit, then the goaltender has to move as well, but know what Yanni's trying to do there, make the pass at the last second, but Shillington credit there for taking away the passing lane.
Dunn tipped a shot, they score! Yanni Gourde in the right place at the right time. 15:56 left to go in the opening period. The Kraken off and running.
And I think it was Turbo that ended up redirecting this puck out in front of the net. But good, again, good low play. Get the puck back to the net. The quick little shot there. I think it's tipped by Turbo, and then it goes to Jan, and he buries it. And that's got to feel good, JT, for Yanni Gourde to get on the score sheet.
Popping out, Huberdeau, deflecting wide. Kuzmenko's on it. Off the wall for Jonathan Huberdeau.
Need a clear here. Need a clear.
Uyghur has a big shot. Huberdeau to the goal line. Kuzmenko. Kadri. What a save. Grubauer recovers back. They score. Andre Kuzmenko tucks it behind Grubauer. We're tied at 1 here in Calgary. John Edzo, JT, and Piper, supported by our great crew at the Saddle Dome. McCann. Bjorkstrand scores! Cue the maestro! Oliver Bjorkstrand set up beautifully by Jared McCann. 7:26 left in the second. 2-1 Seattle.
Into the corner. Watch the effort here. Jared McCann stops. Nose over the puck. He gets support from Bjorkstrand. Jaden Schwartz with support as well. And then Canner right out to Ollie, and he just buries it to the stick side. Win a foot race, win a battle, go from low to high, and the Kraken regain the lead, JT.
Kraken pregame presented by Coors Light kicks off at 4:30 from Winnipeg, Manitoba. We hope the sun is out. Now it's cleared in. Adam Larson, right as always on defense with Vince Dunn. Nazem Kadri is a pest on him, and now Jordan Eberle out through center. Eberle will clear it in. Sealing the Walpeniers. Larson, he scores! Hey, hey! What do you say? Adam Larson, 21 seconds in, 3-1, Seattle.
Watch this. He gets the red line, he takes a hit, and now the Kraken can go to work. Strength in numbers, Matty finds Lars, and look at the smile on the big cat's face. He goes top shelf on Jacob Markstrom. And it's a huge 2-goal lead, JT, for the Kraken.
Well, that's exactly how you want to start the period. And
Osterley, Anderson, Pospisil off the pipe. Osterley in control. Kadri, and now Rasmus Anderson. As in Kadri. Anderson one more time. Kuzmenko scores! Andre Kuzmenko lets it fly from well out. His second goal tonight. Calgary within 1. Here come the Flames. Backlund, Mangiapane, and now Anderson broken up. McCann's away. Jared McCann breaks it alone on Markstrom. He scores! That's hockey, baby! Jared McCann with a shorthanded goal.
Unfortunately, he was on his backhand. But look at the read here by McCann. Takes it away from Anderson. Anderson falls. He's got a lot of time. A breakaway, shorthanded, and he goes top cheese on Markstrom. What a play, what a penalty kill, JT, by the Kraken.
A great effort tonight by the Seattle Kraken here in Calgary. Brian Dumoulin takes it back. That's Kraken hockey, baby.
So the Kraken, as we sit, are 7 points behind both the Kings and the Predators for a wild card berth. With 21 games left in the regular season, they got a very good Winnipeg team. Tonight, Winnipeg is tied with Dallas for the Central Division lead. In Winnipeg, they'll drop the puck at 5 o'clock. And Cactus League Baseball, the Seattle Mariners have won exactly 1 game they have played in spring training. They've played 8. They've won 1, but the games don't count. But they can make it 3 wins because they got split squad games. They're on the road against Cleveland at the same time in Peoria. They'll take on the Rangers. Both teams spending half their time elsewhere. There you go. Split squad games today. Neither one of those, by the way, are televised, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 25 minutes after the hour, among the obscure holidays I could have chosen but decided not to is National Sportsmanship Day, which we should all practice. National Cheese Doodle Day. Good for you. National Multiple Personality Day. It's National Unique Names Day. And in the spirit of names, today is Learn What Your Name Means Day today. What does your name mean? It has an origin of one kind or another. It doesn't matter what your name is, whether it's a very strange or unique name or unique spelling or a very common name. Learn what your name means. There are any number of websites that'll do it. I was on it yesterday. There's a lot of names out there. Two interesting facts. I discovered this. The name Dan is Hebrew in origin, and it means handsome guy on television. Didn't know that, huh? And also the name, and this struck me as deadly accurate, the name Tucker. The name Tucker is from an occupational surname for a cloth fuller. Is derived from the Old English tusian, which means to offend or torment. I can't tell you how accurate that is. What's your name? Learn what it means today. If you have access to the internet, you can do it 26 minutes after the hour. Today in history, John Adams said that this was the foundation of American independence. The Boston Massacre. 5 Americans, there were about 300 gathered, started throwing stones and sticks and snowballs at the British soldiers. They were not commanded by their commanding officer to fire amongst the Americans, but one of them did, and you know what happens if somebody's going to fire a rifle into a crowd, the rest of the soldiers are going to fall into line, and 5 Americans, including Crispus Attucks, fatally shot by British troops in the streets of Boston. John Adams said this was, if there's any one event, this was the spark that lit the dynamite that would lead to the American War for Independence. Ironically enough, John Adams successfully defended the British soldiers when they were brought up on charges of murder. He was their attorney, and they won. There's a lot more to it than that. I just don't have time to explain it. The Boston Massacre was happened 251 years ago today. And one of the things that they kept it alive is they kept celebrating it every year on March 5th between 1770 and when the Revolutionary War finally broke out. They reminded people every March 5th. You remember what happened here? 75 years ago today at a small college in rural Missouri, at Westminster College, as a matter of fact, one of the most revered figures in the history of the world stood before the student body in the high school gymnasium and said, "You remember the Soviets, our good buddies, just last year?" This was 1946. Well, we better keep a very close eye on them because I don't like what's going on in Eastern Europe. Winston Churchill, here's an excerpt from that speech.
From Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent. Behind that line lie all the capitals of the ancient states of Central and Eastern Europe. Warsaw, Berlin, Prague, Vienna, Budapest, Belgrade, Bucharest, and Sofia. All these famous cities and the populations around them lie in what I must call the Soviet sphere. And all are subject, in one form or another, not only to Soviet influence, but to a very high and in some cases increasing measure of control from Moscow.
That speech was very controversial at the time. Again, this was 1946. World War II had only ended the previous August, and most of, not only the United States, most of the Western world considered the Soviet Union our ally. They helped us beat Nazi Germany, for crying out loud. Aren't they one of the good guys? Of course, we had no idea what Joseph Stalin was doing at the time. And of course, that coined the term Iron Curtain, which became one of the buzzwords of the Cold War. One of the great stories of that trip on the train from Washington, D.C. to Missouri. Harry Truman loved to play poker. He had his poker cabinet, and he and a bunch of his aides were playing poker, and the Prime Minister joined them. And they all considered, well, he must be a pretty good poker player. And so Harry Truman, one time when Winston Churchill stepped out of the presidential car there on the train, Truman said to his boys, let the prime minister win, make him feel good. And they came back and they played poker, and they were really sharp poker players. Churchill couldn't play poker to save his life, and they kept folding winning hands so Winston Churchill would win a few hands of poker. That was on the state 75 years ago today. This was a game changer 58 years ago today. He was tough. He was unknown. He was a union official with the United Steelworkers, but the Baseball Players Association of America, which was just a toothless organization completely dominated by the Major League Baseball owners, said we got to do something about that. So they hired Marvin Miller to be the executive director of their union, the Major League Baseball Players Association, and Marvin Miller went to work. This was in 1966. And he said, basically, his goal was to make sure that the players would actually earn what they deserved. And he changed baseball history forever. Marvin Miller got the big gig on this date 58 years ago today. Speaking of baseball, I can't make this up. 51 years ago today, they were best buddies, best friends. Mike Kikich and Fritz Peterson, both left-handed pitchers for the New York Yankees. Mike and Fritz, good buddies, best friends. And on this date during spring training in Tampa, Florida, they announced that they were swapping families. The whole thing. The wives, the children, the dog, the houses, everything. They were swapping families. I'm not making this up. Fritz and Mike. As most baseball trades go, it worked out good for one and not for the other. For Mike and the former Mrs. Peterson, they were together for a couple of years and then went their separate ways. For Peterson, however, and Mike's former wife, they got married. They had 4 kids of their own, and they are still together after 50 years. They switched families. The Yankees frowned on that, as you might imagine. And finally, 20 years ago today, the game wasn't much talk about. Philadelphia beat the Ottawa Senators. The final was 5-3 in Philadelphia. But what happened in the last minute and a half of the game changed NHL history. Well, they started fighting. They started going at it. As you can see here, we had to speed up the tape. So, okay, this is NHL. It's 20 years ago. There's going to be some fights. There was some bad blood apparently between the two teams. Speaking of blood, that guy's bleeding. And then a couple more fights break out. Wait a minute, we're not done yet. So we're going to keep, this is about a minute and a half left to go in the game. Game's over. Now here comes the goalies. Now the goalies, they're going to go at it. Yeah, there they are right there. That's the 2 goalies for the Senators and the Flyers. They're landing punches. Look at all those fights. There was a bunch of them. They finally got things settled down, got them separated. Again, the Flyers are leading 5-2. Look at the gloves and the helmets. And they finally got back to playing hockey. They dropped the puck 2 seconds after they dropped the puck. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3 fights going on. Yeah, at the same time. They played hockey for 2 seconds, and then some more fights broke out. Then they dropped the puck again, and they're going to start fighting again. And finally, they get back to hockey. Let's just get this game over with. You don't have to worry about it anymore. They skate for about 6 seconds. And a fight breaks out. By this point, they're starting to literally, then another fight breaks out. They're starting to literally run out of players. They're started running out of players to take to the ice. So finally, we're done. Game's, well, here we go again. When it was all said and done, 11 different fights broke out. 19 players got game misconduct penalties, which means they're out. 19 players. At the end of the game, there was only the goalie and 3 players on each side to even play the game. 419 penalty minutes is still an NHL record. Hard to believe. And they also led to a significant rule change. Again, all of these fights happened with just less than 2 minutes left in the game. That was already over. So they implemented the new rule for the next NHL season. If you're a player and you instigate a fight with 5 minutes or left to go in the game, it's an automatic game misconduct, and you don't get to play the next game. And the coach of the team of the instigating team is fined $10,000, and this is why you don't see fights like that anymore. Couple of birthdays, one heavenly birthday. Remember Del Crandall? He tried. He was the manager of the Mariners in 84 and 83 and 84. Didn't do a very good job. He was just a nice guy, great catcher. He was the last player to have played for the Boston Braves. He also caught 3 no-hitters. Del Crandall, he was born to the state in 1930. We lost Del a couple of years ago. He's in baseball heaven playing a little catch, I assume. And Penn Jillette, the illusionist, the magician, the comedian. He's a musician, he's an inventor, he's an author, he's a filmmaker. He's a pretty funny guy. He's the one who talks in Penn and Jillette, or Penn and Teller. Hi Penn. He is 69 years old today. Mike Magnotti's got an opinion. Is either he or Keith Richards going to go first? We'll find out. And then Corey Batista from the Women's Service League of North Central Washington will be joining me to talk about My Girlfriend's Closet next weekend at the mall. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Thanks to Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our premium sponsor. Special thanks to our friends at Pool to Spa Services. I saw the Bullfrog Spa commercial, and now I want to buy one, maybe 2. And finally, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, one of our gold sponsors. Mike Magnotti is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
So, how's Evan?
Well, he's all grown up now, but I worry about him.
So many dangers in the world. COVID, the environment, the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, I hear opioid misuse is on the rise.
I don't even know how to start a conversation with him.
This might help. GetTheFactsRx.com. There's a whole section on how to talk about opioids with your family.
Offer support, not judgment. Cool.
Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids. Visit GetTheFactsRx.com.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
At Coldwell Banker, their people, their company are cut from a different cloth. They see, hear, sense, and feel things that other people don't. They have a unique appreciation for the thing called home. Because of this dedication, Coldwell Banker has thrived for over a century. This is why they are ranked #1 on Agent Trust. Coldwell Banker. They do real estate with higher standards and have been guiding people home since 1906.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, a presentation of Sangster Motors. The Women's Service League of North Central Washington will hold its premier fundraising event, My Girlfriend's Closet, March 15th through the 17th at the Wenatchee Valley Mall. Presented by Premier One Properties, My Girlfriend's Closet will hold a ticketed pre-sale event on Thursday the 14th that gives shoppers the chance to buy before the event opens to the general public. All the proceeds benefit local nonprofit organizations.
Check out ClubProCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So I've got these pals from high school, the Rads, we call ourselves. Now, long explanation about the name, maybe another time, but we've been tight for well over 50 years, and we regularly get together for some sort of activity. Well, my buddy Bill suggested that for 2024, we go to the Rolling Stones concert in May at Lumen Field. Yeah, that's why I asked my wife, Rosie. I said, hey, would it be okay for me to go with the guys to the Stones concert? And she said, yeah. She said, better do it before you die, or before they die anyway. And then I thought, Keith Richards die? Why would anybody think that might happen? This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
It's cold outside and time to make sure your loved ones are safe and secure at home during the cold months ahead. Aging and Adult Care has low-cost, in-home care options for seniors, adults with disabilities, and for caregivers assisting relatives or friends. Services like housekeeping, personal care, and home-delivered meals can make such a difference for you or someone you know. These services and more are available by calling Aging and Adult Care's offices at 1-800-572-4459.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Crown Furniture knows the most important part of a healthy and productive lifestyle is good quality sleep. The Englander Mattress Company is dedicated to manufacturing the best mattresses made in the USA. Englander chooses the finest materials made in the USA with a drive, dedication, and attention to detail, earning them a 99% satisfaction rating. Stop by Crown Furniture today on South Wenatchee Avenue and save up to 35% on select Englander mattresses.
Welcome back to the program. It is back, as a matter of fact, the Women's Service League of the Wenatchee Valley putting on My Girlfriend's Closet back here at the Wenatchee Valley Mall. Corey Batista is the marketing person, which means she has to be on TV.
Happy to be here with you.
You're the marketing person, but somebody else in your fine organization is actually kind of the in charge, and that would be
Tammy Parkinson. She is the My Girlfriend's Closet chair. This is her first year as chair, but she has helped for many years. She shopped for many years before she got in our group, and so she's doing an amazing job. There's already thousands of hours into this project.
When we were driving over here to the mall, I started to think to myself, how long have they been doing this? And more importantly, whose idea was this? Because this of all the things that your organization does, and it's all good for good causes, this is like huge.
This is huge.
Tell me the origin of this, because I forgot.
This is an epic event. This is our 13th year. And so it started back kind of when the group started, 2008, 2009. Somebody came up, Lisa Traum actually came up with the idea of everybody bringing stuff from their closet and putting together a little store. It was going to be one night of a party and then a little bit of a sale, but it was kind of confined to our group at the time and friends. Hence, My Girlfriend's Closet. You're shopping from each other's closets. And so as time went on, more donations came in, it got bigger and bigger, and then we were in various locations around town. We were at the 5th Street Mall for a long time. We were at the old Hastings building for a long time, and so this is our 2nd year at the mall. And so this is exciting because it's actually a retail space.
You have all the space in the world that you need, you have all the parking that you need, and you are eating up every damn square foot.
We are a full-on department store.
This is do you have any idea exactly how many items are here between the dresses and the swimsuits and the shoes and the accessories? Any clue?
I don't know how many items, but we have enough items to amass, $90,000 hopefully worth of proceeds that we can give back to the community.
When this thing really took off and it became from a private event 13 years ago to what it is now, did anybody go, holy crap, what did we created a monster here?
We had no idea that this is where we would be, but it's so exciting because we make so much money that we can give so much back to the community, and really nonprofit organizations all over North Central Wyoming.
Well, outside of the rent, that's exactly what you do. This is once your expenses are covered, you're writing big fat checks, something close to 90 grand last year.
So we made that in the course of 24 hours of shopping, which is amazing because most of our items are priced, fairly what we would consider reasonably, $4 to $7 for pants, or designer items can go up to $25. You can see we've got jewelry, we've got blouses, we've got activewear, and everything is reasonably priced. So if you do the math, how many pairs of pants, how many necklaces to amass that amount of money? It's pretty incredible.
How do you determine the price? Is it just item by item?
We have pricing experts.
In other words, you don't have a clue.
Well, there's a whole team of people that kind of decide the range. And so many of our people that have been working this event for a long time kind of know, kind of what things should be priced.
Last year, on the Saturday of the 3-day event of My Girlfriend's Closet, I happened to be at the mall for another reason altogether. You could barely get into this place. They were lined up outside the door. I'm expecting the same thing this year.
That's what we're expecting.
So you've decided to bring back something that you did pre-COVID.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yes. So we are very excited to bring back what we're calling Inside the Closet, the pre-sale event. And so that's something that we did for a number of years, where people actually purchased a ticket to get first dibs on the best stuff. And so we're excited to bring that back. It's been since 2019 since we've had that. And so tickets are on sale through our website, wslncw.org. They're $45. And so that will give you a chance to get in the door 5 p.m. The event will be 5 to 8. So if you need a little extra time to get here, those are our hours, but that will get you in on Thursday before we open to the public on Friday.
And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all 3 days, and it's not, everything will not be out on the rack on Thursday night. You have stuff in the back.
We do. We have lots of donations still being gone through. There's what we call the back stock, so we'll be filling in kind of over the course of time. And honestly, we have people that shop every day of this event, because once things kind of move around in the racks and there's less busy times to shop, there's still amazing things all the way through Sunday.
Are you? Do you have enough donations to last you, I don't know, a decade or so? I know it was the Town Auto Group, and was it Heidi who was?
Yes, so I want to give a shout out to Heidi Huddle Allstate. She has been collecting clothes for us all year. Their little conference room has been filled with clothes, especially the last couple months, and people have been rapidly going to pick them up and bring them here to get them sorted. But she's been a partner of ours for a long time. She was also a member, and we just appreciate her support in taking the pounds and pounds of donations. And then also the Town Toyota in East Wenatchee and Town Nissan, they help too. And those sales guys are great. They help the women unload their cars and everything. So we really appreciate them too.
You're going to see, well, you're probably seeing it right now, some of the B-roll that we took after the interview of the sheer amount of clothes that are here. Is there going to be a point where we really don't need any, or is it always just going to?
Well, we'd love everybody to turn in donations sooner than later, so we can get the store set up and kind of finish up with everything. But this is an event where people save their best stuff. They are happy and proud to donate to us, because they know that we really honor and respect their donations, and their donations help in the community. So that's really exciting. And things that don't make the racks are sent to a textile group and other organizations around town. So everything is really, reused and recycled and all those sorts of things.
And Sunday, kind of like Thursday, is a special kind of a day. Thursday, you got to get a ticket to get in here early to get the first crack at stuff. Sunday is like the exact opposite.
Yes, so Sunday we are open to the public, but we do invite women and teens that the nonprofits we donate money to help. And so some of the kids are from the school district too, and those folks get a special ticket with a $50 budget to come in and shop for free. So they can meet essential needs, work clothes, school clothes, and so they get to shop as well during the public, but then when they get to the checkout, they'll get that stuff for free.
So you get all this money, and then you have a committee that sits down and says who gets what?
We do.
That has got to be
We
a
do.
challenge.
We do. Before we were this grand in our funds, we would kind of, have a committee decision, but now we actually have a grant process. So the folks that want to apply for our grants have to go through our website, fill out a grant application, and then we have a whole committee that goes through to figure out who we're going to give to. And, the information that I sent you, we're giving to nonprofits all over NCW. Grant County, Okanagan County, Chelan, and Douglas.
It's an insane list. It's too many. I count about 50 here.
Yeah. And we really focus on helping women and kids. And so we're really proud of being able to help so many.
And some folks are just going to play and get scholarships.
Yes, so that's the other exciting part. So we do have, part of our proceeds go to scholarships. Last year we gave out 5 $2,000 scholarships to women who are returning to college. So that's really
making that career transition kind of thing.
Right, or maybe something came up in their life and they weren't able to go to school and wanted to return to school later, to, maybe start a different career, get education. So we really focus on that. And then we have 1 scholarship for a high school senior that goes through the Community Foundation.
You're a busy woman. I don't want to keep. She has to go back to work and foreclose on somebody's house or turn down a loan or something like that. I'm kidding. I'm joking. How many, I don't want to say man hours, how many women hours does your group put in? Because you got a big group. It's a thriving group.
We do.
You actually have, as you probably already know, when they get together for their meetings, it's kind of like a party, really. There's a bunch of girls having a good time. How many hours are you putting into this thing? I mean, all told.
It will be well over 1,000 hours. I mean, there's already probably that put into this. And I think, you know us well enough over the years, Dan, that when you get a group of women together, things get done. We get right on it. There's no time wasted. So.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And then after Girlfriend's Closet, we have prom dress giveaway.
Let's talk about that real quick, which is, I think, maybe the coolest thing that you do. Here's a dress. Have fun at prom.
Yeah. So since we're already here at the mall and we've got all the racks up, my Girlfriend's Closet turns into prom dress giveaway. So that is the weekend after, and the dresses are free. We have over 1,000 dresses available.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt. You said free.
Free.
As in, it doesn't cost any money. Free.
Yeah, free. No money. Pick a dress and leave with it for free. Wow. Yeah. So we gave away over 250 dresses last year. We're hoping for more. Girls are welcome to come. Anybody in high school, they just have to bring a student ID to check in at the door. We had girls as far as Oroville to Nasket come down. We have people from Moses Lake, Ephrata, Soap Lake, up through Leavenworth, Manson, Chelan. So yeah, it's always exciting to see how many girls come down. And it is a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. We expanded that a couple years ago because a lot of gals do sports on Saturday, so we wanted to make sure everybody got a chance. So dresses are free.
You can't go wrong with that.
We have a red carpet. We have dressing rooms for that event.
No dressing rooms here at the location at the mall, by the way. You're just going to have a general idea of what's going to work because there is no place we need to stress that.
Yeah, no dressing rooms for my Girlfriend's Closet, but dressing rooms for prom dress giveaway.
No Premier One properties. This isn't going to happen. Talk about that. They're your big-time sponsors.
Yes, so Premier One Properties, they have been our headline sponsor for the last several years, and we are so grateful for them. They help. They really help. Their funds actually really help us put on this great event. And I also want to say thank you to Omi Road Storage, J.A. Kramer and Associates, and then the Wenatchee Valley Medical Group through Confluence Health, who has been storing all of this stuff for free for over a year and providing us a space to sort and kind of prepare for all this.
How do you keep all that information in your head? That's remarkable. That's remarkable. Let's wrap this up, Corey. We're almost done. Dates and times one more time. So for people just tuning in, My Girlfriend's Closet, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And with the details, once again, Corina Batista, bring it home.
All right. So Thursday, March 14th, that's our ticketed event, $45. You can visit our website, wslncw.org, and then we are open to the public 10 to 8, March 15th and 16th, that's Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday we're open 11 to 4.
There you go. Corey Batista, marketing chairwoman of the Women's Service League of Wenatchee. It's always good to see you.
Yes, thanks for coming.
Let me know. We're going to get.
Don't get lost in the racks.
Yeah, I'll try not to. We're going to get a press release about how much money you raised.
Yep.
Good. Can't wait to see that.
All right. Great.
All right. Always
thanks,
good
Dan.
to see you. By the way, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
Around here, Jack Frost nips more than just your nose. That's why people here drive Honda. Dependable all-wheel drive with traction control, with heated steering wheel and seats to keep Jack Frost off your seat, which will make it very happy. And since it's no fun to fill up in this weather, isn't it cool that Honda is known for legendary fuel efficiency? Great deals are here now, and so is Mr. Frost. So see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Welcome to Gilded Lily Home, where something extraordinary is waiting. You'll be delighted to find an amazing selection of specialty foods and tabletop decor. Browse their uniquely curated collection of gifts. Shop for yourself in their wide collection of jewelry and clothing, and for your home with their amazing hand-selected furniture, lighting, and decor. The Gilded Lily Home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items for your home, your kitchen, and your lifestyle. The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
Gorgeous, gorgeous morning right now. We are at 27 degrees, the cold spot. Up in Manson, it's only 20 in Manson. It has a tendency to be a little colder because of where Manson is located. You're pretty close to a fairly large body of water. You're going to be a couple of degrees colder, but it's almost in the teens down there. We're in for more sunshine, but cool air. That cool air that came in over the weekend isn't going around anywhere until the end of the week. We'll warm up in the weekend. One more run of your complete forecast details are coming up, but it's such a beautiful morning. We have a couple of minutes. We're going to do some more cameras around the valley, courtesy of Local Tales Sky-Fi Division, and by golly, that would have to be Jump Off Ridge. Now, I have been to that tower site. It's pretty spectacular. A lot of towers and repeaters and transmitters and what have you up there. It is a stunning view. All of East Wenatchee, all the way up the bench, all the way to the very top of Badger Mountain. Little snow up on the roof of Birch Mountain, as you can see, but just a gorgeous view there. Down below is the Stimmill Basin. The trees are just hanging in there, getting ready to do their thing. I hope they have a good year with cherries and apples and anything else that you're growing up there. Just a gorgeous view from Jump Off Ridge. I don't know what year I chose. We'll find out together. Well, Omi Garden. There you go. Again, that's about at the same elevation as our Wenatchee Heights camera. It just happens to be on the other side of the Wenatchee Valley. You can see the snow up to Clockin and Mission Ridge area. Mission Ridge has extended their ski season another 6 days. For those people who like to do that, that's beautiful. And look at the Columbia River. It looks like a lake, not a river. Well, it is. Basically, it's just a series of reservoirs now. Camera number 3, Rock Island. Good morning to the Rock Island camera, and of course Malaga across the way. Gorgeous view there. That camera is way, way up there. All the cameras are. That's how the system works. And camera 4. Ooh, boy, you threw me for a loop there. Is that was that Lower Butte? Is that Chelan, South Shore? I believe it is. So good morning to Chelan. Boy, the North Shore of Chelan has just exploded in developments and housing developments there. It wasn't that way when I was growing up, but that's the way it is now. Good morning to Chelan on the Lower Butte, looking across the lake to the north side of the Lake Chelan area. From the National Weather Service, one more time, sunny and cool. High of 43. Our normal high is 48. 23 for the overnight low. Going to be chilly, which means we're not going to get up to 43 tomorrow, probably close to it anyway, 42. Again, lots of sunshine, bountiful sunshine Thursday. with a high of 44. Those overnight lows pretty chilly. Our overnight lows about the freezing mark. We're not going to get to there until we get to Friday. Things will change on Saturday. Actually, Friday night into Saturday. We'll cloud up, we'll warm up, and we could even see a raindrop or two over the weekend. And that's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
More cherries than you've ever seen.
It's raining cherries.
What to do with them?
Swallow, don't chew.
Make a pie.
And then.
And we're off to one small South Carolina town with a lot of buzz.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl. We are in Traverse City, Michigan.
Population about 14,000.
And a lot of people would say it is the